Anything to anyone?
Yeah. And welcome to the Redeye stream. Yeah, we're back, and it is 8:06 here in the Pacific Northwest, or 5:06 in the Northwest,
It,
8:06 over in Boston, and God, isn't it like 1 a.m. in the UK?
It's 106 over here.
So we're past midnight somewhere. It's still a red-eye flight in the British Isles. Um, all right. So today I want to kind of call out our own side on a few things, and mainly being pop culture and outrage mobs. We have been attacking the left for so long that now we're attacking stuff that we actually like. Look at the Star Trek community. Voice. I know you have a lot to say about this one. How about you lead off? What's your beef with the big Star Trek channels that are out right now?
I have to admit I don't actually follow any of the big Star Trek channels. I would say that you have. I don't know if it's outrage or it's more of a generational thing. Basically, the original Star Trek show, the movies, TNG, DS9, Voyager, those are our shows. Whereas this new generation, the millennial generation, STD and the Calvin Timeline movies are their Star Trek, and that's I think where part of the problem is that they think this is the best Star Trek, but they don't care about what came before. Plus, let's be honest, new Star Trek isn't exactly what would you say written
compelling.
written in any way of coherent fashion. You know, they're trying to retcon a lot of things that don't fit, and that's what's. I know the point you're trying to make, Maud, is that you have channels, and I will agree with you here that they hate Star Trek, but nearly every other video is about Star Trek. I mean, I think a perfect example of what you're talking about would be Geeks and Gamers. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, you know, oh I hate Captain Marvel. Made over 100 videos on Captain Marvel. You know, he helped push the people to Captain Marvel. He was part of the problem.
The thing is with these channels, though, voice is you know what I mean. It's the only thing. The negativity is the only thing pushing the channels forward. Do you know what I mean?
well, Rule 14 of the internet. Everyone loves a good dumpster fire. And voice, pardon me. The avatar formerly known as Voice, aka Nerd. Yeah, what you just said there about retconning things, and then we're just all this hatred, this divisiveness we're seeing. Like, is this like the new religion?
Does it get clicks?
Because all I know is didn't a lot of folks over. I'm just taking like historical precedent case here. It's like, wait, what did folks often argue about for hundreds, if not thousands, of years prior to the internet? Religion. Weren't there a number of times where certain things were, I don't know, retconned, and then you kind of have like a split here or there? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I don't think it's a religion memes. You know, you couldn't really. Don't get me wrong. Futurama might have been prophetic in thinking that in the future there will be a church of Star Trek, but it's that when it comes to Star Trek, it's something that us nerds. It doesn't matter if you're on the old school side or the new school side. For the most part, we're passionate about Star Trek because
it's something people love and are passionate about.
And so the problem is when two passions collide, that's where you get the confrontation. But it is said that basically, you know, you do have a lot of channels that put out nothing but, you know, I mean, I think
they're rage baiting about the rage bait.
Well, it's like this. You could just say, right, okay, I watched the first season of Star Trek, it was shit, and move on. But that only brings in a certain amount of clicks. And you hear them say it themselves. I mean, when you watch some of these bigger channels that talk about nerd things, 2 years ago, you would have got an intro and they'd have started their video, right? Now it's hello, hello, subscribe, follow me. Here's my PayPal and my Patreon. I'm doing a live stream where you can give me money. Unfortunately, the main problem with these, as Mod calls them, outrage channels, is it's all about the money now. They run them like a business, and the only way to make money these days is to attack, and that's what they'll do.
I'm not.
Go on.
But when you hit a certain amount of subscribers, it becomes a job. You're a slave to the algorithm. You're a slave to YouTube.
Yeah, but that's fair. Jez, that's fair enough.
You don't have to be, but it is an actual job for many people.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You can still make money and do different stuff. You don't need to talk about Brie Larson for 1,000 videos and say, oh my god, people are attacking me because I hate Brie Larson. Well, it kind of sounds like you do a little bit.
No, I agree with you, dude. Sorry, Cam, go on.
And not to really bring politics too much into this, but dude, look at Professor Peterson and stuff. Like, dude, he's like a free speech pusher and everything. But it's like you see him like, and I realize, dude, his life is just, dude, man's going through hell right now, like with his family. But it's, you look at him, and he just even said when he was talking about like the Twitter outrage mob, people making fun of the dude for like literally starting to end tears. But if you think about it, if you just see like hundreds and thousands of negative messages and stuff, and you just see all that stuff, it's like, here's the thing: you can see all the compliments in the world, but very often, what sticks? The most piercing of criticism, especially if there's like a grain of truth to it.
That's what life is, though. I mean. And I'm not saying that it's right, don't get me wrong. But in general, human psychology focuses more on the negative because in general, humans, unless you're a legit sociopath, you want to better yourself. You want to fit in. Even if you're the most...
Well, I mean, even with folks that may have... even if folks that have sociopathy or psychopathy, it's like some folks do. I mean, that some of those folks. I mean, here's the thing: like, if that's upwards of 1 in 20 people, it's like, dude, do 1 in 20 people just automatically go out and just start butchering people? No, it's like that just happens to be just their current mindset and stuff. But this is why I say most folks are good people, and like we should treat each other with like a modicum of respect.
I'm sorry, but most folks are not good people. Most folks are very selfish people that don't deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
I still give it to them. But they don't deserve it.
Now, here's my thing. I do believe folks tend to act in their own self-interest, but the basis for why I say that is because deep down, like, when it truly comes to something, it's like, dude, I don't care whether it's in frickin' LA, Mexico City, or Tehran. If there's a major earthquake and stuff, and I believe there have been events in all those cities, you see the same thing. You see folks like pulling people out of rubble and stuff. And does everyone do that? No, but it's just like, especially when you see someone do it, if you actually see somebody starting to do it, I think it's a deep down thing to like help other folks that like literally are dying. It's like at times we're at our best when we're at our worst.
Memes. I gotta cut you off. Okay. Day 1, yes, we'll help. Day 2, we'll think about it before we help. Day 3, we're really gonna think about it. You get beyond day 5 and look at Katrina and that stadium. Yep, that's what you get.
There are diminishing returns, and that's highly unfortunate. That, I believe, is the job of the media to bring light of things.
Yeah, but you've also got rural communities who are generally the people who suffer from these like atmospheric wacky conditions. Rural communities as opposed to big cities. Big cities, nobody cares about the next door neighbor. Nobody cares what's going on right opposite them in big cities. But rural communities, they tend to stick together a little bit. But you don't get that camaraderie in a big city.
That's one of the things, and dude, I'm guilty of this too. It's like, aside from like a lot of my next door neighbors, I don't even know them as well as I should and stuff. Like,
exactly.
Dude, yeah, that's one of the things. You think about like a big high-rise building, and literally just think statistically how many folks are in there, and there's a good chance some of those facts are interacting on the internet and probably hating on each other, and they may just pass and nod.
Can I say something just real quick about that? It really depends on if you're inner city ghetto or if you're
In a city rich.
not even in a rich city, but if you're in a city that is fiscally more abundant, chances are you don't know your neighbors. However, if you're still in, like, I used to live in Baltimore, and I knew my next door neighbors on one side, and it was literally like an entire family of Mexicans
Oh, at least
in
you
one
get a
house.
good taco.
Well, dude, they were the coolest people that we had ever met. The ones next door to us on the other side would never talk to us. And this was like row houses, so all of our houses were connected. And we would go out back, have a cigarette or whatever. And they'd be like, "Oh, cerveza?" It's like, "Oh, no, 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 no. Mota? Sí."
¿Dónde está la biblioteca con pescado y queso?
Yeah, I'll have it twice with hot sauce.
Where is that
please.
cheese library?
I swear I pressed 1 before the stream. Okay, so here's the thing. When you look at these channels, though, they started out loving the product. They started out talking about their love of Trek and how they can fix it. Well, fixing it no longer comes into the conversation, does it?
My question is, do you actually believe that they want to fix it? Or do you think they just want to run it into the ground?
I think some people truly want to fix it. It's just a lot of times, and I guess there's new research to show that YouTube doesn't necessarily radicalize people, but more of it builds communities. But it's just we're all influenced by everyone else. Everyone affects everybody, and it's just if you're
That's
around
human
other
nature.
folks. Well, exactly. No, you hit the nail right on the head there, Kim. It's just you look at what's going on, and what do I see happening? It's like, okay, if you're around other folks, and I noticed because there's some folks that I follow, and I told Dodge right before we started the stream, I literally, as memes on the internet, I have a habit of just being like, "Hi, voice. Hi, Jez. Hi, Matt. Hi, Cam," and it's just like I'll just do a quick little one-liner and just kind of listen and or move on, and it's like, okay. I literally just got done writing a novel to somebody that I follow about like Star Wars. And it's like, I'm just like, listen, I believe you generally give a fair shake. And it feels like a lot of that is starting to rub off on other people. And I do it as somebody that's walked down a dark path and will likely again, it just doesn't end in a good place. And it's just, I hate seeing that happen to people.
Let me pose this question, and we'll start with voice and then head. On my screen, voice, Jez, memes, and then Kem. Is it the fact that we've watched the outrage culture from the left and the social justice types for so fucking long, and we've been yelling at them for so long? It's almost like you stare into the abyss for so long, you become it, right?
I believe a wise man once said, "You either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain."
Nah, I would disagree with that. I think the main problem here, it's again we're being very general. You see, there are people like myself. I don't like the new track on Pacific Grounds. You know, the writing, the retconning, the acting. You know, I mean, there's a brilliant scene, or quote unquote brilliant. I'm being, by the way, sarcastic. You can't say my base, but I'm being sarcastic at this point. Where Tilly goes, look, I solved this problem, the power of math, on Starfleet, people who have graduated from Starfleet CLOP. You know, there is legitimate reasons to criticize and not like any of the new Star Trek or the Kelvin movies. I mean, again, the Kelvin movies for me weren't so much technical hatred of it. It's just that my Spock was Leonard Nimoy. You know, It's not any of these new people, you know. But there is legitimate reasons. I think there's people like myself who have legitimate reasons. Then you have the people who are just, you know, attacking the new track because certain other people are, and then there's the people who are making a business out of attacking new track, you know. And I think it does make us look bad in a way when you do see many of the bigger channels constantly make, and Doomcock is someone who does this quite often. He constantly is talking about Star Trek, Star Wars. How he hates all this, how he hates all that, but he doesn't actually talk about old Trek. You know, not if you look at Razorfist, he's a brilliant example. He is doing his DS9 series, which I would recommend to everybody who's listening to this. And you hear his passion. That's what I would call a true Star Trek fan. You know, because he's promoting what the Star Trek he loved to other people, whereas these other YouTubers are just attacking the new one and forgetting the old one. You know, so.
Yeah, no, Voice, to expand upon that, I watch his stuff, and I usually watch it on BitChute if I can. That way I get it before he puts it on YouTube. Matter of fact, he's uploading the DS9 stuff to YouTube like 3 weeks after it's already on BitChute. So check out BitChute first, man. But no, he really does love it. And so does Lore Runner. He's kind of more dry. I just put him on and listen to him when I'm playing a game or whatever, because he really goes through and breaks stuff down. And so does Lore Reloaded. He's entertaining. But then we have these other guys, which they're cool. I've talked to a lot of them. You know, it's all you're doing though is, this is bad. I hate her. I hate him. I hate this. I hate that. Well, go around hating everything and you might end up hating yourself.
That's very zen.
It's almost like we delve into purity spirals again and again. Somebody says something, somebody does something, and we rinse, lather, and repeat.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, but it's just that Mod found his bong.
Well, in all fairness, good man. Smoke a bowl, dude.
Hashtag states' rights.
I hate you all. I'm so out.
Sorry, Kim. I'm totally not out. But
yeah, I will roll one for you.
But Jez, on to you. What do you think, man?
Well, it's pretty much what Nerds was saying, really. What Voice was saying. It's, you just go on and on and on and on, and certain channels, let's see how long we can keep a live stream going because of super chats and various things. But I don't know, they make some of these channels, they make videos and they call us man babies and sexist pigs, and it's like, you really want to check out what you've been saying on your past few videos, dude. Because some of this stuff makes you sound like a sexist man baby. You know what I mean?
It's almost like Steve Shives spread his evil censorship disease around. I don't know. And, okay, you can hate a brand, you can hate what they've done recently, but what if they end up doing a good job? On to our next franchise. Disney and Hocus Pocus. Should they make a sequel? Yes or no?
I'm not too familiar with the original, so.
I like Hocus Pocus.
I loved Hocus Pocus. And to be honest, that's why I'm saying no. But as long as they don't do a remake and they simply do
It's a sequel.
Yeah, as long as it's a sequel, I'll be willing to give it a shot.
They're getting the original cast. Well, Well, we have the ability to, and they'll probably work in some new characters. But like
I was
that's
going to
supposed be a
say,
sequel.
come on, isn't this Disney? You're going to have a black paraplegic fucking transvestite dwarf.
I understand your hyperbole, but it's like here's the thing: like as long as you do it well, like for instance, dude, they did the Jumanji thing, and they actually paid homage to Robin Williams in the center, and I don't remember hearing one person complain about it. And to be fair, that actually seemed like quite a progressive movie, but they did it well, and Kevin Hart exploded when he ate cake.
It made over $1 billion at the box office. Sorry,
That
Ken, go on.
that may have made a lot of money in the box office, but I honestly did not hear about anybody other than people that now have kids going to see it. I didn't hear about New Blood.
Yeah, it was a flash in the pan type of movie, wasn't it? That's all it was.
And I'm sorry, but that's kind of a cop out.
Well, I hated the original. Being a big Robin Williams fan,
I wasn't a big fan of the original Jumanji. Yeah,
no, I wasn't. I fucking hated it, to tell you the truth.
I thought
getting back to
a lot.
sorry, yeah.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that it could have been done a lot better. The original. I don't know about the sequel, and honestly, the fact that the original Jumanji kind of was a little bit of a cop-out at times, I'm concerned about the new one. But if you say that it's good, then I'll check it out.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? When this Rise of Skywalker comes out, it's competing against Jumanji, the new one, and also Cats, which should be fun.
Oh God! Whoever cared about that crap?
A lot of people.
Exactly. That's why, like, everybody cares more about Star Wars than they do Jumanji or Cats. The only people that care about Cats are old ladies or freaking gay dudes.
I like Cats.
Much like the Rocky Horror Show.
Like I said. And I'm not...
Don't knock the Rocky Horror Show, Jazz.
Oh, look, you offended somebody. See, we did. Oops,
I'm not
did it.
Yes, you did.
I'm not.
Wait, how many points is that? How many points is that?
It's like a 37-point word.
I won't get into it.
But anyway, back to Hocus Pocus. It came out like 26 years ago. It's going to be a remake because it wasn't exactly a massive splash at the time. So how are they going to bring in?
But it was amazing.
It might have been a great film, but it wasn't, on top of the charts for 3 months or anything.
Well, according to Disney Plus,
No, but it did
Hocus Pocus 2. It's a sequel.
Unless they're going to, relaunch the original Hocus Pocus again and then bring out the second.
Memes, did you say Disney Plus? So is it going to be a theatrical release or is it just a made for Disney Plus movie?
I think it's a made for Disney Plus movie. Hopefully it will get more funding because at least according to this article, it was a cult classic, especially within the LGBTQ community. And it's like, I love the movie.
That
Hang on, Memes, could you explain? Yeah. Could you explain how the hell Hocus Pocus was a cult movie in the LGBT crowd?
Yeah.
Well, let's go to the article. Over the years, Hocus Pocus has developed a passionate fan base among the LGBTQ community for the campy performances from the divas at the center, as well as the impromptu musical numbers, including Parker's "Come Little Children" and Mittler's rendition of "I Put a Spell on You." It really can we not like things just because folks that maybe you rub elbows with, not necessarily the most positive way? Come on, man. This is why I say if you break it down, there's enough intersex between everybody. It's like, oh, I actually like this. We just actually need to confront it, and maybe we can actually get over ourselves.
That's fucking horseshit, though. By that logic, well, the LGBTQ alphabet people have got a great loving for Beverly Hills Cop movies because of the gay hairdresser. What?
Dude, I love Beverly Hills Cop.
No, but what I'm saying is how fucking
And you're gay.
tenuous that link
So
was.
what's the point?
I
How
just started to think
tenuous
I'm
that
weird.
link was, man. It's a stretch. You know what I mean? You can say the same
Dude,
thing.
I'm reading the article that Matt had just put up. That's what it says. Is it really surprising? Come on. It's like, can you not like the same thing as other people? Oh, you might need to acknowledge someone's humanity.
No, but what
Oh,
I'm saying is how they're adding today's politics into this review is what I'm saying. That's why I said the joke about Beverly Hills Cop and the gay hairdresser. Judging by today's so-called writers, you know what I mean? The all-inclusive writers.
I mean, you could be right, but to be fair, that is an observation. Does it surprise you?
Nothing surprises us, I think, at this point in
Not
time.
in today's so-called modern journalism. No, Cam, you're right.
It's really sad to say, but no. It's not surprising, but it's just kind of pitiful and sad. Because I'm sorry, but having a musical number does not automatically make something straight or gay. And it shouldn't.
I don't think that's what they're saying. I think they're just. Oh God, hold on. I need to mute another. No, all I'm saying is it's just. I mean, does it really surprise? I don't think that's what they're saying. I think all they're really saying is just there were many folks that happen to be part of this particular community that enjoy it. What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that
Nothing's
as
wrong
long
with
as.
enjoyment.
Yeah, like nothing is wrong with that at all. But
Okay, by that same logic, I mean, it's,
something does be wrong with that when if somebody from a different demographic likes it and now they're scrutinized for it. That's where
But
the
aren't we all individuals? Can't people just like what they like?
Don't be
They
silly.
do.
I
You
know
have
what
to
a
be an
novel idea.
Yeah, but I think the point is why make that connection unless you want to make that connection on
That's
purpose.
what I was saying.
Agreed.
But the thing is, why can't you let a movie
Just be a
work
movie.
or not work on its own? So I was scrolling through, and for some stupid reason, I am still subscribed to $3 Theater. I don't know why. It's
Jesus
just
Christ.
still there. And there he is, Mundane Matt's fat ass, fucking yelling about Disney ruining Hocus Pocus.
I
Really?
didn't-
When the video before that, you were sucking Star Wars' cock, and Mickey Mouse was holding your head nice and firm. Really? Come on, Mundane Matt.
I thought it was done after all the bullshit where he was exposed to fucking blocking people and fucking reporting people and collecting boulders. I thought it was done.
Oh,
But
I
it did
subscribe to
very-
him after that. I just don't have notifications on.
How
So
can you?
it's still a
I'm
thing,
sorry.
is
I
it?
actually do have a serious question. How can you sit there and downplay Star Wars and say how amazing it is? The new Star Wars, I mean. How can you downplay all of the screw ups that they had? Still say it's a good movie. And then say that you're offended by Disney for doing Hocus Pocus 2.
Well, you can
Where-
disagree.
I think we
That
can all
was one
agree that.
big cult classics of all time.
Yeah, but Kim, I think we can all agree that Mundane Matt is, as proven by most of what he said in the last couple of years, a massive fucking hypocrite.
True.
Well, it's a good thing nobody's ever been hypocritical on the internet.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Well, no, of course people have been hypocritical. Sorry, Cam, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Well, of course people have been hypocritical on the internet memes. That's not the point. One video before this, he was fucking all giddy about the new Star Wars. And then he's like, oh, Disney's just gonna ruin Hocus Pocus. Like, really, man? Really?
I didn't watch either of them for context, dude. All I'm saying is maybe his argument is Hocus Pocus was a cult classic. Just leave it be. Maybe he's
I-
afraid they're going to ruin it. Maybe that's where it's coming from. I don't know.
And chances are that's the thing, because I know they were in talks of redoing The Princess Bride, which I'm sorry, but why would you redo Perfection?
Well, you see, this is the thing, Cam, right? That movie, The Princess Bride, is a cult classic. Hocus Pocus isn't.
No, it actually is. It is qualified as a cult classic at this point in time.
To who?
Yeah, to who? I wouldn't say so. It's not on
No,
mine.
it's got the numbers. It's got the numbers to be a cult classic.
Well, no,
Yeah.
and my family and
Numbers.
we watch it every year.
Numbers do not have anything to do with a movie becoming a cult classic. It could be a shitty B
yes,
movie which everybody loves. Do you know what I mean? To become a cult classic, which did fuck all at the box office.
No, duh. That's why Toxie is so famous. But you can still be a cult classic as long as you have the numbers for it.
Well, no, and Hocus Pocus
what I-
did do fuck all at the box office. It flopped, dude.
No, it did terribly, but nowadays everybody loves the movie. Everybody knows the movie.
Yeah.
That means that it's a cult classic.
Maybe
Yeah,
it's an
that's
American
fair
thing,
play.
Jazz. You know,
I don't
we
know.
have got a taste
I
in the
don't get it.
Americans.
No, but I can understand what Kem's saying, because I mean, look at Carpenter's The Thing, prime example. Flopped
Yeah.
at the box office, but it's now a cult classic movie, and it's one of people rate it as one of Carpenter's best movies, one of the best sci-fi horror movies ever. But in the box office and its release, it did fuck all. Do you know what I mean? Numbers
No,
speaking, it
that's
did
true.
nothing. But later, it became a cult classic. So I can understand what Kem's saying. I mean, it's not for me, really. I don't.
Well,
I'll put it in
it's
that.
a kids movie. Let's face it.
Yeah.
It's a kids movie.
I love kids' movies.
So do
love
I.
kids' movies.
Old kids movies.
Well, yeah, like, okay, Hocus Pocus, we watch it every year around Halloween. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer every year around Christmas. It's just the way it goes.
What, the old Rankin and Bass one, Dodge? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the old school, that, and then the one with the Misfit
Silver
toys.
and gold.
Nice.
And Bumble's Bounce. That's
Well,
the
they-
thing,
Yo,
dude. Like, and I thought for
timeless
Disney
classic.
movies. Oh, well, the whole point of Disney movies is it appealed to young kids as well as their parents, right?
Well,
Yeah.
depending on the movie.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. People always have choice. It's just with the internet, it's like we have the ability to communicate things, and we all know 140 to 280 characters is more than enough to communicate a very serious point to somebody
Yeah.
you've never met.
Yeah, if you don't speak English.
Well, I mean, it's not like anyone would ever disagree on the internet.
I just meant the 140 cabbages thing. Never mind.
Oh, and by the way, pineapple belongs on pizza. Matt, I gotta go. Love
Hang
you
on.
guys. Bye.
Whoa. It does. I'm a big fan of the Hawaiian pizza myself, so.
Ew.
To Jazz and memes who ran away, you shall die in fire.
Fuck that. Pineapple on pizza is gorgeous. What's up with you, man?
Pineapple in general should just be nuked.
Are
Here,
you
here.
kidding? It's one of the sweetest, beautifulest fruits ever. It's lovely.
I'm sorry, I don't like sweet. I like salt.
Ah, see. Then, understandably, not a fan of the pineapple.
Yeah, it's way too sweet. Like, I can't do any drinks that have pineapple or anything. Back on topic though.
Yeah, so cult classics aside, the outrage from the political discourse has spread, right?
Well, if you want to talk about political discourse, you can bring up The Little Mermaid.
What? You don't want to trade your fish fucking thing for legs? I mean, what's your problem with Little Mermaid?
No, The Little Mermaid, the live action reboot.
She means the little black mermaid. Which
don't know why.
it doesn't make any sense because the character was white. It was written in a time in a country where
It
black
was
people
written
didn't
in
exist. So, I'm just saying it goes
in
against
the
canon.
original story. No, in the original story, though, the Little Mermaid was green, so you really can't say that much.
Well,
However,
let's be honest. No one's gonna, unless you're a furry, no one or a slave girl from Star Trek. No one's gonna screw green.
Or Gamora.
I agree. But that being said, it was I think, Dutch story
Yeah, it is.
originally.
Yeah, it says it's European in its origin. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know it's European, but I think specifically it was Dutch. And they are super white. Like, they're not even passable. Like, they're not some wops or anything like that.
Not some wolves.
Well, no, and that's not even the point, though. Why are you outraged over a mermaid that is black? Why does that matter? It doesn't matter to me. I mean, sure, they should write a new story. It should be a totally different story. I would agree with that. And it's the same thing with this Hocus Pocus. Why not make it a prequel? We have no idea what happened before Binks was turned into a cat.
Oh, Binks!
Yeah, the cat, the black cat. We have no idea what the Sanderson sisters were doing before that. Why not make a story out of that? How could they fuck that up? It's completely out of their ass anyway, just like the original was. What's the problem? I mean, seriously, what would be the fucking problem?
Title. The title sells half of the tickets.
Hocus Pocus 2, A New Beginning. There you go. Bam.
No. Hocus Pocus half. The beginning.
But you see how you could do this, voice. Why is that not possible? And why do you think Disney couldn't even think of that? I thought of it in 10 seconds.
Yeah, the reason it's not going to be a prequel is because a prequel means you have to stick to whatever was in the first movie, and writers can't do that anymore. Writers make up whatever they want and say, oh, well, this had definitely happened, even if it didn't. Writing, let's be honest, writing in Hollywood these days is basically almost non-existent. Creative ideas, it was a time, now movies have always meant to make money. That's always been a fact. But there was a time when writers ruled. The best writer, the most creative writer got the job. Now it's with this whole writing thing in America, where you have this union, the studios go, okay, this union has the cheapest writers, let's get them.
Exactly. Voice, exactly. Can you remember, like, fucking 70s, 80s? The studios took risks. You know what I mean? They didn't know whether or not any movie they were making, they went, yeah, this is a good story. The script is good. Let's make this movie. They didn't know whether it'll flop or whether it'll make a fucking $1 million. But they took the risk.
Dude, you want to talk about risk?
Everything's too safe now. There's no risk in modern movies. It's either a reboot or a remake, something, a name you can bank on. They don't take any risks anymore. And that's the problem why a lot of these modern movies just fail. Because they're too safe.
I completely agree. And if you want to talk about taking risks, look at directors and artists like Dario Argento or Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, but
they took risk.
Well, Argento was more of a budget thing than anything else. He made the best what he could out of the money he had with Argento. Because I'm a big Argento fan. I know his work.
But the thing is, his work spoke for itself so well
Oh,
that he
definitely,
didn't
yeah.
need big
It was
budget.
it was all over the screen. Like I say, he used what limited money Argento had. You saw every dollar on the screen, if not triple folded, if you know what I mean.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah, but they were great filmmakers. You know what I mean? And who have you got today? Michael Bay? That's not a filmmaker. That's a collection of explosions wrapped up in a 90-minute shit script.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, but yes.
And what has Kevin Smith done in the past X amount of years other than
He's working on
dick
Clerks 3.
around
That's
on-
what. He's working on Clerks 3. That's all that
Yeah,
fucking
but it was
matters.
also thing is, Dodge. I'm a fucking
No, it's not Clerks 3.
No, it is. It is. It
Wicked.
just...
No, he said that he's remaking Clerks 1. It's
No,
not
he
going to
didn't.
be.
Whoa. No, he doesn't. I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. I keep up to date with Kevin all the time on Twitter and everything. And he's not remaking. He's hoping that the money he's making from the reboot is going to put money into production for Clerks 3. He tried to get Clerks 3 off the ground about 2 years ago, and nobody wanted to touch it. Nobody would finance it.
Which is stupid. Sorry.
But he's hoping the money he makes off reboot is going to go straight. He's not every penny Kevin makes off reboot is going to go into trying to finance Clerks 3 again, and hopefully get backers this time. Because he already tried to do Mallrats 2, Clerks 3 over the past 5-6 years ago, and none of it got off the ground. He couldn't get any backers.
Well, I mean, the Weinstein company isn't doing very well, right? So, I mean, he's not going to get money that way. Lionsgate, they're in the horror industry. He did have Red State. Did you see that? What did you think about
Holy
it?
shit! What a movie!
I liked it. Voice,
Yeah,
how about you?
The thing is, right, Red State. If you put that on and somehow disguise the credits, you would not think that was a Kevin Smith movie. Not at all.
It was good. I really liked it.
Well,
Religious fundamentalists and stuff,
well,
you know.
His director of photography, Chris Klein, who was with him all that time in the View Askew stuff, he had basically, Kevin just said, yeah, Chris, go nuts. Film it how you want to see it. And that's why it's got a completely different look, because it was mainly Chris Klein's movie, Red State was. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Trust me, I could talk about Smith and fucking View Askew and all this shit all fucking day.
Hey,
But,
was
that's
that?
one-
Oh, sorry. Just real quick. Was that hockey movie worth watching with his daughter and Johnny Depp's daughter?
Oh, fucking yoga hoses. Where they work in that convenience store, the two girls with the little mini Nazi sausages.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I never saw the movie or
Well,
anything, but
Not his greatest works, shall we say. But I loved
didn't think
Tusk.
so.
I loved Tusk, and everybody fucking hated Tusk, and I fucking loved it. It was a callback to the B-movie schlock era. It was fucking brilliant.
What was the serial
everybody
killer
hated
movie that
Tusk.
he did?
Tusk, where that guy abducts another guy and turns him into a fucking walrus.
No, I think it's a different movie than that one.
No, trust me. No, that's the one. I can name you every Kevin Smith film from beginning to end. The one you're thinking about is Tusk, because it is a guy who abducts another guy and turns him into a fucking walrus and sews him up in a walrus suit.
No,
Trust me
it
on this.
was-
This is the only serial killery vibe Kevin has ever done.
No, I'm gonna have to look this up because it's not that.
Trust me on
But
this
I'm
one.
going to
I
look it
know
up.
I know everything that man
I
has ever
believe
done,
you.
produced,
I
even
do,
been
but
in.
Okay, you know everything about Kevin Smith. All right. Um, was he in? You know who he was in Southland Tales, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Because I didn't know that the first time I watched that movie, it turns around I'm like, that's no way, no way. Is that Kevin Smith?
Yeah,
Like, wait a minute.
yeah, because the only I'll tell you this story why he's even in that movie if you want. This is how much I know about this shit. Right? He's in that because it's the same director of Donnie Darko, yeah? And there was a DVD release with commentary tracks by the director and Kevin Smith as a bonus feature on the commentary tracks on the DVD of Donnie Darko on some release. I'm not sure which one off the top of my head. So we got, is his name David Kelly, I think? So him and Kevin become good friends, and that's how we ended up in that movie.
Oh, okay. But no, he has seen his fair share of the outrage culture himself. Remember what happened when he released Dogma?
Oh shit, yeah. Especially when he went to petition it under his mate's name, Brian Johnson, on the local news crew. That was fucking hilarious. Down with Kevin Smith. Dogma is dog shit.
no.
Yeah,
Hey,
but that
I'm
thing
sorry,
is
I didn't.
on YouTube.
Vulgar. That's what I was looking for.
Vulgar was Brian Johnson's movie.
But
Kevin was
Smith was part.
He sort of threw a bit of production money that way, but that was Brian Johnson's movie. That was, yeah, Vulgar the clown. Yeah, where he gets fucking ass raped by the rednecks.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm sorry, but all I had seen up to that point was, like Chasing Amy, Clerks, etc., etc. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, Kevin Smith, Vulgar, sure.
Nah, yeah. See, that was Brian Johnson's movie, though.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I believe you.
Written and directed by Brian Johnson.
But no, just remember back then, they had pickets outside the premieres and shit.
Yeah, this is
You're a Satanist. You're a Satanist. Like, dude, what?
This is what I'm saying, right? Kevin Smith went out with placards, with banners, and joined them things going, Kevin Smith is terrible. Dogma is dog shit. And on the local news, he used his friend's name, Brian Johnson, the aforementioned director of Vulgar, who's one of Kevin's close friends. On the news, it says Brian John. An interview, like on the news, it says Brian Johnson, not Kevin Smith. And Kevin Smith's going, yeah, this director won't be ashamed of himself. Down with this movie. and all that is on YouTube, Dodge. Look it up. If you type in YouTube, Kevin Smith protests his own movie, you will see the footage what I'm on about.
Oh, yeah, no, and...
I protest his daughter's face.
Hey, be nice.
Hey, man, she wound up having a little
She
bit.
is an adult now.
Yeah,
she can take the heat.
Right, Harley Quinn Smith, man. She ended
Harley
up...
Quinn Smith is an adult now.
She ended up... I'll give her legit acting chops, considering she's got a little bit part in that latest Tarantino movie. So go on, I'll give her
Which
that.
was pathetic.
I haven't seen it yet, but I love Tarantino. I haven't seen that film yet.
To be honest, she reminds me of another Rumor Willis.
I think she's only in it for like a minute, though, isn't she? I think.
Wouldn't know. Her face is too distracting to me.
She just looks like a dad.
But no, so he had to deal. I'm not gonna drone on about his daughter's face. I'm not doing it. Sorry, Cam. But
I
no.
appreciate that, actually.
Okay, so
You
you
never
had
go
him
full
dealing
Ultimate.
with that. You had him dealing with that in the 90s. Is it just our turn? You know, we as YouTubers we get this all the time. Negative comments. You suck. Fuck you, Mad Dodge. You're a fucking idiot. I don't know how many times I've read that.
Just part of the course of being on the internet, man.
Well, exactly. But then you have the people that just freak out over nothing. It's a movie. You don't like it? Don't go see it.
Yeah, don't watch it. I've always said this fucking since the 80s. Censorship on your fucking record, on your metal records, your rock records, and that. If this shit offends you, don't listen to it and don't watch it. Shut the fuck up and don't watch it or don't listen to it. You've got a choice.
Did you say metal?
Well, you know, rock and metal and stuff, growing up in the 80s, right, and that, the thrash and stuff. But, and then, because that's when them parental advisory stickers started appearing on your fucking album.
Oh, the FCC. Thank you, fucking Tipper Gore.
No, but it's all fucking horseshit, though. This is what I hated about censorship back then. And I still got the same stance. If it offends you, don't listen to it. If it offends you, don't watch it. Just shut the fuck up and don't watch it or listen to it. Just watch Wizard of Oz or Murder, She Wrote and listen to Perry Como. You do you.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
leave Murder, She Wrote out of this.
Well, no, and here's the thing, though. You have a certain group of people who feed off it. Look at the LaVey Satanists. They set up shit just to get flack. They do it because they feed off that energy. Then you have YouTubers who just hate watch shows, and they tell themselves that they're doing it for their fans, right? I have to sit through this. Oh God, another episode of Discovery.
I love that old chestnut, Dodge. Just doing it for the channel. I love that old chestnut. Just
you know what I mean? No, you're not. No, you're not. You're doing it because you're feeding energy off it. You're like a psychic fucking vampire. And you have the outrage mobs in political discourse that do the exact same thing for the same reasons. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
But no, you're right. Like, it's just for the channel, just for you guys.
Just for the channel. Yeah, it's all for you guys, man. Because if I didn't report it, if I didn't give you the straight facts, I'm saving you your money.
By the way, super chats. I have them too. Just saying. No.
Nah, fuck you, Dodge. If I'm going to throw you a pint, mate, it ain't going to be on Super Chats.
Oh, Streamlabs link is down there. So is my BitChute, actually. You might want to support us over there because who knows how long we'll be allowed on YouTube.
I've been thinking about doing a BitChute account because, you know what I mean? This is getting more and more restrictive in it.
And that's what I wanted to leapfrog into, and I'm hoping Voice is still here. Because that's what I wanted to jump into as the final topic, and we could probably go on about it forever. Seriously, this outrage mob, this outrage culture is worse than it was in the 90s, worse than the 80s, and so forth. And as we move forward, it is forcing the politicians' hands to get involved. We don't want them involved, people. We want them hands off. Once they get involved, they rig it for themselves. And you look at Google cozying up to the Democrats. Look at their donation numbers. And you also see them simultaneously cracking down on YouTubers. Come on, it's hand in hand. And you know what? Crowder proved it's hand in hand. It's the way it is. what are we gonna do about that? And your camera's on, Ken. There you go. But
No, now I can see the camera.
Thanks, buddy.
Now it's off.
Even though all you could probably see was me eating ham.
Right. We just saw the ceiling. That was it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I just want to let you know. But I mean, seriously, the outrage mob is going to push the politicians and the corporations to crush people like us, right?
Of course.
Well, it's not like this is new, Mad. I mean, the corporations and the media and the politicians have always used whatever media was about for their own advantage. You know, you have to remember that when it comes to Google, it was, I know a lot of people call it a conspiracy theory, but the simple truth is they want to sell advertising, which means if the advertisers don't like you, you're gone.
Yep.
It also means that whoever is in charge, the company in charge who's, given the advertising, has political friends, and it's all connected, so you just don't have to worry about corporations or the media or Google itself. It's a combination of all three, but this has went further than ever before. I mean, never in my 40 plus years of being on this planet have I seen, what's the word? Censorship as bad as it is now. We have more social media insurance sites than ever before, and yet there's so much censorship going on now. I mean, even in real lives, you have people getting arrested for people finding their tweets offensive. You had an old woman in Germany who was put in prison. You had the German government tell a comedian that he was going to be put in prison because the Turkish leader Erdogan didn't like a joke he made. The corporations, the politicians, and the ideology, and it is coming majority from the left these days, is all around censorship. They want control at any cost, and that's why you didn't see it at the start when YouTube was first about, when Facebook was first about, when Twitter was first about. You didn't see any massive censorship because the politicians at that point in time didn't understand what they were going to become. But now that they see that people are getting most of what they know from the internet, from these social media sites, people are coming together in larger groups. That scares them, and they have to take control of us by any means necessary. And that means, okay, you can't say this, you can't do that, and censorship goes on. I mean, you had fucking Kamala Harris, a supposed presidential candidate for America, say she wants Trump banned from Twitter. That's a presidential candidate in a country where the First Amendment guarantees free speech, calling for the censorship of another American. That should be extremely worrying to anybody next year. And it's all about control.
Oh, fuck that. I follow Trump. He's hilarious. I don't want to see him off Twitter. Do I fuck? He's fucking funny as fuck.
Well, no, and the thing is, you're right. And when you look at social media, they have no right to control that either. I would argue the freedom to assemble.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Well, are we not assembled in civil discourse right now?
We are, but it doesn't matter because people are skewing the words to their benefit.
You know as well as I do as well, Dodge, there's words we cannot say on here right now, and you'll get flagged, you'll get fucked by YouTube. I mean, it's all control.
Oh, no, I still have a strike on my channel for the I'm not sorry video I did. I mirrored Crowder's I apologize video. and I didn't mirror it. I did my own version, and YouTube didn't like what I had to say. But I did run down the list of all the censored words, one for one.
Um,
Did you appeal against your strike?
No, I'm not stupid. Then somebody's really gonna listen to it.
hey, can you send me a lexicon of words I'm not supposed to use?
Right. Ahem.
Oh no! Oh no! Mad Dodge Productions is not responsible for the actions of his guests, nor is he, monetarily liable for your hurt feelings. I would like that known. Thank you.
I intend no offense to anybody unless you deserve it. However, I'm not going to use the words in the lexicon. I just want to know them.
But no, the thing is, though, I mean, in all seriousness, it is the outrage mob driving the censorship. Or am I wrong? Is my logic here flawed?
Completely correct on that one.
I'd say 12 months ago they had more of a positive voice, but I think people are slowly waking up. Over the past 6 months, you've seen a decline in it. Not a decline in the allegations, the outrage, cancel culture, but you've seen a decline in people who are actually fucking listening to these idiots. Do you know what I mean? I think it's getting back to a little bit of normality.
Normality is kind of a double-edged sword.
Yeah, whatever you want to call that is, you know what I mean? So,
well, I'll bet you $10 that this video will either be yellow or not monetized, and all my role play games that we've done so far, all the prologues where we've talked about eating people and drinking blood, they're all green and ad friendly.
oh, nice.
Interesting, though. Political discussion, no, not allowed. Drinking blood and eating people, you're all good. Interesting.
There's nothing been said.
Somebody is secretly really fucked up in the head and they just don't want to admit it.
Not me.
So they get all turned on listening to our discussions about drinking blood and whatnot. But they can't admit it to themselves.
The children of the night. What sweet music they play.
Are you
Aw.
talking about vampires or Jews, Jazz?
What's that, dude?
Everyone missed the fucking joke. You said the children of the night. I said, do you know about Jews?
Do you know about I'm not gonna lie, I can't understand you, man.
I'm sorry, what?
I couldn't understand you, man.
Well, that's because you don't speak British.
No, it's because you're mumbling.
I do not mumble. Unlike many people on this panel, I neither drink or do drugs.
Hey, fuck
That
you.
doesn't mean you.
Hang on as well, yeah. Fuck you, voice. It's the only way I can get through the day.
Yeah, you got the whole panel turned on you now.
Actually, you didn't even respond to what I just said.
You're a woman. Why would I respond to you? You're wrong.
Oh. In
That's
2019.
really fucking adorable when I'm acting like more of a man than you.
Yeah, piss up a wall, love.
I've seen women do that.
So have I. It's not pretty. And I don't mean anything by this, Chem. I'm pulling your chain.
Hey, just so you guys know, my headset's about to die, so I've got to click out and get headphones.
All right. But
I'll be back.
okay. But no,
I drove away with the woman. I am the patriarchy.
it's all good. No, Kem can take a joke, dude. That's why I was laughing my ass off. That was good. I was like, oh, is this gonna turn into the old cabbie and MC thing?
Yeah, but memes are here to tell him to shut the fuck up.
Quick,
But yeah,
pop on so we can tell you shut the fuck up.
yeah. No, Jez. All right, you've talked to a lot of these guys. You've had Midnight's Edge After Dark on your show before. And they've kind of turned this way too, especially when it comes to Trek. Is it just their heart's not in it anymore? They've talked about everything good and they ran out of ideas? What's going on?
No,
Because I almost feel bad. I like these guys, you know what I mean?
Luke, I liked all these guys at one time, and like I've said, The Last Jedi made these channels, but it also broke these channels at the same time because everything was fucking negative after that. Everything was negative. I mean, when was the last time Geeks and Gamers? Not that I'm a fan of that guy anyway, but I can remember years ago he used to talk about games. When was the last time that guy ever talked about a game? I don't know. I'm not subscribed to him anymore. I haven't been for a fucking good while. But,
I am, and it's been a hot minute, that's for sure. And the thing is, I've kind of pivoted away from politics a little bit because I'm just disillusioned. I think we should burn the whole thing down and start over at this point, and that's not a good way to think about it. So I'm gonna leave it alone until the election cycle heats up, and then I'll jump back in.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've been playing RPGs and stuff, and that's the way I'm gonna send the channel. That and pop culture. I don't know very much about comic books, but actual novels I could talk about, and movies.
Yeah, well, sweet. Well, I know. I'm no expert fucking comic book nerd, but I've got like fucking 40 years worth of comic knowledge. I dare say 30, 40 years worth of comic knowledge. Only Marvel though. I don't really know DC. The first DC title I picked up was in 2010, so I've got no idea about DC. I was always a Marvel guy.
I will say something else there, Rod. Go ahead, Cam.
Oh, I was just saying that I agree with Jez. I've always been a Marvel kid. As opposed
I
to
would also
DC.
say when you look at these channels, Mod, when you look
Not
at
offshoots, though.
when you look at Geeks and Gamers, Mauler, Midnight's Edge, what are they doing mostly now? Mauler started off his channel and he done these long, 2-3 hour vids where he went through each one and they were interesting. Now he has EPUB and he rarely puts out a video that is actually made. The Midnight's Edge guy now have Midnight's Edge After Dark, and they mostly do streaming there. Geeks and Gamers mostly streaming. Doomcock, Nerdrotic mostly streaming. Why? Because that's where the money is.
Yeah, super chats. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, but I've started off streaming, so nobody can accuse me of that, at least.
Well,
don't worry. When you get hit about 10,000, we'll accuse you of it. Even if it's not true, we'll still accuse you of it.
That's what are friends for.
Yep.
As soon as you get 10,000 subs, I'll send you super chats advertising my channel.
Nice. Hey, hit that subscribe button to help me out. I'll totally advertise for you, buddy.
Actually, no. Girl, I'll advertise for you.
It was a
If
joke.
you advertise for Mad.
It was just a joke.
Have you got a channel, Jim?
Huh?
Do you have a channel?
A trouble?
Oh dear God! A channel.
He said channel. He didn't say tribble. I thought he said tribble at first.
Fuck the lot of you uncouth cunts.
The trouble with channels.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just fuck around on other people's channels. Like, I've got my own. I've got a little, like, mixed sample of music that I listen to, but that's it. I just dick around on other people's channels and fuck them over.
Best way
You
to
sound roughly like the female version of Cabbage.
Yeah,
No,
no,
it's
no
actually more
particular
like
channel to
Mickey.
speak of. Yeah.
But no, that is the thing with these channels. And a lot of them started out doing their own standalone stuff. Some still do. Midnight's Edge does. But is it all rumor?
Well,
Yeah,
most of
pretty
that,
much.
let's be honest,
No.
man, when it comes to Midnight's Edge, the most of the videos coming out are, from Andre. The others seem to stick to live streaming and stuff, so
Yeah, well, have you noticed since like the fucking bullshit media and whatnot, the colliders and all this started going, here's Doomcock and he says this, you know what I mean? They're getting traction in the mainstream media now as being haters or whatever the fuck. Either way, they're getting traction.
I'll be back.
And that's getting their numbers up, just being mentioned in these fucking mainstream media channels. Oh, I forgot my fucking point now. It was something Voice was saying. Oh, fuck, I forgot it. Never mind. I did have a point. It was something Voice said, and I can't remember what it was now. No, it's gone.
Okay, well, you are right. I have noticed that, but a lot of those websites, they're not necessarily. I don't know. There's some websites that CBS employs, right? There's some websites anti-New Trek people employ. It's stuff like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen the first episode of Watchmen? That's all.
No.
It's how everybody's like fucking blasting it. I don't think it's as bad as people are blasting it. I really don't. Which is a case of these channels have only seen the fucking negatives. You know what I mean? Which, going back to what you said earlier, Dodge, I think these channels have only seen the negative now just to be negative on camera, to make the video, be negative. I think there's a lot of grey area in that Watchmen show, to be honest. And I don't think it gives a lot away in the first one. I can pick up on some things that people are saying, but it doesn't really matter on the whole scheme of it on the first episode.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
I think the jury's still out on it. You know what I mean? I think they're building to something. But too many of these channels are just instantly dismissing it as SJW nonsense and fucking minority firsts. And I don't know. I think they're just too busy making these hate videos. Actually, before you watch the video, watch the thing, then make a hate video. But before you make that hate video, I suggest you watching it again and seeing it from an art point of view, how it's shot, how it looks, what the acting quality is like. Because it's a solid show on them fronts. It really is. But like I say, the jury's still out. It's only the first episode. But I don't think it deserves the hate what these channels are putting out. I don't think it does deserve that hate. I really don't.
Well, and I think you can do a test on a channel, and this was kind of my test. All right, I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. Everybody knows it. I catch some heat for it in my Discord. Just people like to make fun of me, whatever. But I went back through some of the Game of Thrones channels that I'm subbed to, and I haven't watched in a while since it ended. they're still putting out videos about the books, and they still love it. And yeah, they were disappointed with the last season, but now they're talking about the books, and they're saying good things. I think that's the test. And I think these big
Yeah, but
Star Trek channels are
is
failing.
that just keeping your audience though? Because it's a Game of Thrones audience you've got now. The show's done and dusted. Oh shit! It's a Game of Thrones channel. Oh fuck! The show's done. What can I talk about? Let's go back to the books.
Maybe, but the thing is, they sit down and they craft these theories about the way George is writing it and which direction it's gonna go. Is this character really up to this? And they're putting a lot of work. We're talking a couple hours probably for a 3-hour live stream, and a couple hours is research and theory crafting. That's not easy. You have to love the show to do, or the books to do something like that. These guys are talking to.
You've got to be invested with the IP. Of course you have. Yeah.
And it seems to me a lot of these guys are like, I met this dude on a live stream or whatever. Now he's my contact. Hey, what do you think about this? And they're taking that guy's opinion, running with it, and calling it fact.
Well, that's the problem with a lot of YouTube, isn't it? Running with a rumor.
Well, no, and that's my problem. I look at the Picard show and I see potential. I don't think it'll be good. I don't think it'll be bad. I see potential. Now, everybody else hates it right off the bat. They go through the trailer second by second. This sucks. Look at that uniform. Look at this. Look at that. Low. My God, his fucking winery sucks.
They're just fucking nitpicking fucking arseholes, man. Dude, you haven't even seen the fucking show yet. You know what I mean? The show might be fucking golden bollocks for all you know. It might be brilliant. But you're already nitpicking away at the fucking trailer because you've got to make your clicks. Everything's got to be negative. Make the video. Oh, it makes me fucking...
Voice, you and I did the first Picard trailer together. Remember? We did freeze frame and talk about it, but we didn't really nitpick that bad. You didn't like it. I did. It was almost like a Siskel, what was it? Ebert and Cisco or whatever, or Cisco.
Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel.
Yeah. It was almost like that, you know, where it's either one of us likes it and the other doesn't. You know,
Jesus Christ, I'm fucking British and know about your fucking acclaimed movie, fucking dudes.
I couldn't pronounce his last name. I don't know if it's Siskel or Cisco.
Yeah, Gene Siskel.
Okay,
Gene Siskel. Yeah.
Well, I have to admit that I myself, a time or two, have been guilty of pushing hate. I'm not going to say I didn't because I had in the past. That's just a fact. Yes, we have had great conversations. So we have, man. I mean, we talked about the trailer. We had the Enterprise debate. We had the abortion debate. You know, we've had very constructive conversations on streams over the years. God, I've known you that long now. But yeah, I think what these channels don't have, and I haven't seen yet, and this is something your channel has had that theirs hasn't. None of these big channels have ever had on anyone who disagrees with them, and that's a problem.
That's because they don't exist in their world, Voice. That's why.
Well, no, and the thing is, that's all I do. Everybody disagrees with me. The chat disagrees. The panel disagrees. It's me. The cheese stands alone.
Oh, that's what I love about the Redeye streams, dude.
But, you know, they need some of that, I think. Maybe one of them should, and God, I can't believe I'm saying it, reach out to Steve Shives and have an honest debate about Discovery.
No, come on, no.
Never gonna happen.
Steve Shives is an ideological twat. He couldn't give an accurate other side. No, I think someone who could give the other side would be someone who I disagree almost constantly with, and that is Continuum Track. He's a small channel, and he likes the new stuff. So I think if they got someone from like him on, then it would be.
In all fairness, voice, he doesn't like Discovery.
Well, he likes it enough to.
No, he
defend parts of it.
considers it's canon, and he thinks therefore it's Star Trek. It's made by CBS. It's made by Paramount. Blah blah blah. He considers it Star Trek, but he doesn't like it. He's not a fan of Discovery.
Yeah, but he said it had good points, so you know
I know.
he would be
Oh,
at least
all right,
someone who could fight for it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. But the other side of the debate, yeah, certainly.
Yeah, because he's very knowledgeable in the subject, so I think he'd be a good what's the word counter to them.
Oh, I got one, and he's on their level. You know, if he actually reached out, they would almost have to do it. So, one side, Midnight's Edge, and that's Mecca and all of them. The other, just one dude. Trexpertise.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, not familiar.
Look him up. 60,000, and he breaks it down great, and he's really smart about it. Let me look him up, and I'll share his thing.
Yeah, stick a link in the chat, Dodge. Or in Discord, whatever.
It's gonna take me a second. You guys continue, please. No dead air.
I'll just fill it with coffee then. Fuck it up. No, but you've got a point there, boys. You know what I mean? Because Continuum Trek sees both sides of the coins. So, yeah.
Correction, he's bigger than them. 93.4K.
There you
Well,
go.
he's bigger than Doomcock. Doomcock, I think Nerdrotic is 100 something now. So, but he's definitely in their league. So, but they'd never do it.
Yeah, they
the-
wouldn't. That's an opposing view. If it doesn't fit with their narrative, there's no fucking way they're going to have him on the show.
Well, no, and he's really good about it too. I really like his breakdowns. Well, you guys know I'm a Trekkie, so I can't get around it. I have the Voyager con badge in my fucking desk right now, and I'm that pompous. I got the Admiral's pips.
Nothing wrong with that, dude.
Oh,
I've got the old 70s dinky Enterprise, man. Complete with the shuttle and still with the torpedoes.
And I still say that's Garrick's autograph sitting on top of my tower right now. Fuck off.
No, and like I said, Dodge, and like I said, 95%, yeah, you're right. Like I said to you that time, you know what I mean? 95%, you're right, mate. But I just personally don't buy signatures, like I said, because there's always that 1% or whatever, you know what I mean? That is it. But the weight in case Dodge, like I said to you, that is 100% real, I dare say. I said to you that day. Just because of the way it's mounted and the way it's presented, you know what I mean?
Well, no, and Voice disagrees. He says it isn't. And what's up, Bearded Bastard? I see you in the chat. How's it going? We're probably now going to nerd out on Trek a little bit, because why not say some good stuff about it? Favorite episode of all time? Voice, you first.
You can't answer that question. At least make it your favorite episode of a series or the favorite episode of a season. But you can't say the
All
favorite episode of all fucking
DS9.
time.
I got mine of all time, dude, in the Pale Moonlight, and it's DS9.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm going to have to think about this one. There's a lot of good episodes.
I know, right? Dominion War is just full of them. We'll stick with DS9. Jez, what do you got? Unless Voice is ready.
DS9, I can't really think of ones because I'm more of an original series guy. So
What about Duet?
I quite like the later one where DS9 are fucking having a baseball game with the Vulcans. I thought that was quite funny. It's the only one I can sort of really remember. Like I said, I'm an original series guy, not the rest of the other shit.
When it comes to DS9, I'd have to say, I can't narrow it down to one, but I'd say any episode that was focused purely on Odo and Quark,
Yeah,
or
the comedy episodes, they're the ones I liked. Yeah.
or no, fucking hell, there's so many.
Anything to do with the Ferengis and the shady dealings and Odo. The comedy episodes.
There
They're
was
the
a
ones
great
I like.
Ferengi episode where I think it's called oh fuck, I can't remember the name of it now. But basically, they go off to the old another old Cardassian station to exchange something for Mugi. From the Vorta has got Mugi for some reason, and they all get together to go and save Mugi, or is it the Grant Nagus? One of the two. One of them's been captured. Can you remember that, Matt?
Yeah, Moogie got captured. Yeah, and it's hilarious too because they got to use the dead guy, the dead Vorta, because he ends up dying as a puppet or whatever. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Like he's perfectly fine.
What weekend on Deep Space Nine?
It was awesome.
I also liked there was a great episode in the later, I think it was 6 or 7, where Odo and Quark were crash landed on a planet, and they had to survive with each other.
Yeah, they got to climb that fucking mountain.
Yeah, that was a great episode. I also liked the one with Laxana Troy hunting down Odo.
Oh shit! Yeah, I can remember that one.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I can remember that one.
That was during the Bajoran festival, so it was.
Was it me, or did Deep Space Nine only get interesting when Cisco shaved his head, and then the series got good?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I really like Duet. That was in season 1, I believe. And that was really good. And that was a good play off of Kira and that Cardassian. But then in the later seasons, O'Brien infiltrating that Orion Syndicate. And oh, no, it was so good. And then he has to let that guy die. And he does. He knows it. He knows it. And he's like, I can save you. He's like, no, you can't. They'll hunt down my entire family.
Continuing Trek made an interesting point the other day on his stream, didn't he, Voice? Where he was on, I don't know if it was this one or the last one, whatever. When he was on about Miles O'Brien. Every Miles episode in Deep Space Nine is like basically Miles in the shit. Do you know what I mean? All the time. It's like pick on Miles Day every episode. And when you think about it, he broke it down. I can't remember them all, but it was like, yeah, in that episode, he is up against it. In that episode, he's up against it. Yeah, it's like fuck with Miles. Every Miles episode is a fuck with Miles episode. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Miles was a non-commissioned working class guy. You know, he got all this shit.
Yeah. He wasn't actually a commissioned officer, was he?
No, he was a non-commissioned. He unlike most of them, he worked his way up to chief. You know. But I remember another good episode where it was called it was a prophecy of like 3 demons or something, and the Cardassians came on board, and one of them started hitting on Miles, and I thought that was hilarious considering he hates Cardis, you know.
Oh yeah, the Cardassian kid. I just watched that episode the other day. Actually, I go through DS9 like over and over.
I haven't seen it since it was on TV at the time. I haven't seen it since.
So okay, we'll stick with this theme. Can you bring up a single good Voyager episode other than Year of Hell?
Yeah, I don't know what season it's in. The one where the holographic doctor doesn't know whether or not he's real or a hologram. That episode's fucking awesome.
That's season 3, I think, because that's the last one that last season. What do you call her? Cass was in. That was the last season. Cass was in.
That's the episode. I can remember watching it all at the time. I haven't seen it since air date. But that episode has always stuck with me because I thought, fucking hell, that one was really good. I really enjoyed that one.
Actually, Tuvix, I lied. Tuvix is a good episode. And
There's
Janeway murdered him.
There's a lot of great episodes in Voyager, so there is definitely more than fucking Enterprise. But you know,
I've only ever seen the pilot episode. I've got.
Are you wanting to fight right now? Like, I will fight over the last 2 seasons of Enterprise. Like,
I have only ever seen the pilot.
On your recommendation, Mod, I bought all 4 seasons of Enterprise, so you know, I am allowed to be a bit cranky with you.
I know you want a refund. I get it, and I can't even buy them from you either because it wouldn't work in my DVD player.
No, I only want refunds for season 3 and 4. 1 and 2 could be considered all right.
I'm going to have to actually watch this show at some point. I've only ever saw the pilot and I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, probably not the best way to be when you watch Star Trek.
Yeah, I should really give Enterprise a go, and I should actually rewatch DS9 and Next Generation and Voyager because I haven't seen them since they were on air.
Yeah, I got a link for the documentary on DS9 voice, and I do disagree with you.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, so do I. We've had this discussion, haven't we, Voice?
Yeah.
I would disagree with you on your documentary overview, review, or whatever. There was some.
What do you disagree about, Mod?
Okay, first off, Garrick was never gay. That was stupid. But other than that, and the SJW shit,
he might not have been full gay, but he come across a bit bi, didn't he? Come on.
Oh, just because he's a tailor, cut it out. Yeah. Fucking sexist.
Oh, come on, would I love to see.
And most tailors are.
I mean, it's like this, Mod. Name me the women Garrick slept with in the entire 7 seasons.
You probably
that was. I didn't think that was a hard question, but
yeah, I just rubbed one out to Quark. He's left his voice. He's got to look this shit up, man. He's got on the door.
No, I hate it when StreamYards does that. It does that every once in a while. Just auto kicks you. But no, he had a wife.
I don't use this piece of shit StreamYard, so I wouldn't know.
He had a wife. That is a thing. That is he did back in during the occupation. He did.
He had a wife, you know. Do you know what her name was?
I know he had
Incontinentia buttocks. He had a wife, you know.
No, I know he had a great thing for his mother, and he looked at what do you call him? The big fat fella who was his mentor. I can't remember his name, but I name his wife for me. You know, when did we learn about his wife? I must have forgotten.
I'll have to look that up, but real quick from the chat. Aunt Jack says, how about make it harder? Talk about a good episode from anything after Enterprise series of Trek. Does that include movies? I'm going to wait for a yes or no. If it does, then I'll bring up a movie.
He means basically after all the TV series stopped, name a good episode of what? Of something after it?
Yeah, Discovery. He wants to make it, like, really hard on us. A good episode from Discovery. Okay, What about when she's trapped in that box? At least she finally was trapped somewhere for a little bit.
Yeah, but some fucker let her out.
Oh, good. He'll allow movies. Okay, Into Darkness was good. Sorry,
Oh,
fuck off. Into Darkness was good.
Fuck off. The rip-off of Wrath of Khan. Are you kidding me, man?
It was better than the third one. And me and my wife were dating, and the first one was the first movie we watched, but we were in the back of an RV and not really watching the movie. So does that count, though? Because that makes it amazing. It was a great movie, if that counts.
What, the Calvin movies when you were dating your wife?
2009 was the movie we were watching, but we
If I'd have been your wife and you'd have taken me to see that, I'd have fucking dumped you.
No, we were just watching it, hanging out. It was on DVD.
What film are you talking about? I went to take a piss. What did I miss?
2009 Trek.
The Calvin movies.
Oh, Jesus, no.
Oh, he's away again.
I was so fucking angry when I left the cinema. I couldn't believe it. You have just basically told me for the past fucking 100 minutes or whatever the fuck that none of this shit ever happened. Thank you and fuck you. And night.
No. The chat, Aunt Jack wants to know anything good after Enterprise ended. I asked if he would allow movies. If he does, the movies are better than Discovery. Voice, fuck off. Into Darkness. That's my answer.
No, it's not. Into Darkness, no. Cumberbatch didn't
Into
have
Darkness is a fucking complete and utter pile of fucking ridden-fested, pus-filled wank. If you can picture such a thing.
Well, okay, so what Discovery episode did you like, Voice? There we go.
None. There you go. Fucking none.
There wasn't one episode where they didn't destroy canon or do something so fucking dense that it was like, huh? At least if they'd made one boring episode where no one did anything and they just went about their jobs, that could have been good.
Pointed a phaser at somebody, but nobody told her that she had the phaser back to front. She was pointing the phaser at herself. That's how dumb that fucking show is. Nobody even told her, hold it a minute. Fucking black chick from Walking Dead. You've got that phaser the wrong way round. Nobody even bothered to halt production, tell her, or fuck all. They just went, roll it, and she's got a phaser pointing to herself.
I didn't see that episode, and oh my god, so that's their Starbucks cup moment.
The only thing I could say was good, and it wasn't that good. And the only reason I like it is because the guy from Leverage was in it. It was one of the short tracks where he was trapped in space and the ship became sentient. It was a rip-off of other things from the past, but because I'm a fan of his acting, I could say it was almost...
Hang on. Isn't that the one where he was dancing with the fucking ship at the end?
Yes.
Ah, fuck off, Voice. It was crap.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be nice here. I'm trying to say something good about STD.
You can't. No matter how much you fucking say and cry, you just can't. Because there's nothing there. It's fucking garbage.
What I heard, though, is people liked Christopher Pike.
Yeah.
So, isn't that something you could say that's good?
No, because he wasn't allowed to be Pike. He was the Beta Pike. He was Burnham's bitch.
Was Pike in name only.
What happened with that plot? Was that through the looking glass, so to say, or whatever, mirror universe?
Well, that's how it started out, wasn't it? Season 1. Because then you found out that the fucking captain wasn't the real captain. He was the captain from the fucking mirror universe, blah, 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 blah. It was all crap.
Well, isn't that how they brought back what's her name too? It's the mirror version of her.
Oh, fucking Michelle Yeoh. The only nice looking thing about the fucking show. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as much as I like her in Asian movies where she's speaking her natural language, when she's trying to speak English,
Oh, dude, voice heroic trio. Have you seen that?
I don't think I have seen that. The last one I saw with her in it was she was playing an Asian superhero.
Yeah,
What
she's
do
a
you call-
superhero in the heroic trio. There's her and the cute bitch from fucking the police
Which-
story movies.
Jez, in that movie, was she
Maggie
wearing
Chung.
silver and driving a motorcycle?
She was wearing some sort of leathery fucking gear. I can't remember. I haven't seen it for a while. There was two of them, Heroic Trio and Heroic Trio 2. It's had her in and Maggie Chung from the police story movies. I can't remember who the third one. Oh, I can't remember. I can just remember Michelle Yeoh and Maggie Chung.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great actress when she's, in her own language, but when she tries to speak in English, it's...
Well, the
It's not
first
good.
thing I ever saw fucking Michelle Yeoh in was Police Story 3. That was the first thing I ever saw her in. Fucking hell, whenever that was, in the 80s.
God, that's going back a bit. I mean, I haven't seen them those movies in ages.
Yeah, Police Story 3 was the first thing I can remember ever seeing Michelle Yeoh in.
Well, there's one thing I can say about our side of YouTube and all the naysayers. They don't talk shit about The Expanse. They don't.
And I
And
don't
they
know
have
why.
no reason to. I know
Yeah,
why.
well-
Because it's amazing.
Are
It's
you
great.
fucking kidding me? I have tried to watch that pilot episode 4 fucking times. I cannot get past the bad acting. Oh, it's fucking
Bad
terrible.
acting. Oh, dude, where?
I dodged. I can't get past the pilot episode. Trust me, I have fucking tried 4 times. I cannot get past the pilot episode of the
Dude, I like the premise. I like the idea. After that,
But
I
the
got
acting
Audible and I listened to all the fucking books that were out.
The
Now there's one
acting
out
is
that I haven't heard. but-
The acting is awful. I can't get past the bad acting, man.
I couldn't get past that. The one thing I would have about it, I watched the first few episodes of The Expanse, and it's boring.
It's supposed to be Game of Thrones in space.
Well, it fucking isn't. I mean, the best I
No,
could say
no,
is
no,
that
okay,
it's more like
whatever.
It's
Do you-
more like what would you say?
I can't get past the acting. It's fucking awful.
Do you have the attention span of a fruit fly? Because you need to get to like the 3rd or 4th episode for it to build up. Look at season
Yes,
1
like
of
it,
Game
like
of
it.
Thrones.
Like
Look at it. It's a
show.
mirror
I'm
image.
sorry, man. When I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones, it was good.
Nah, not my show either.
The Expanse was something I could see what they were trying to do, but it didn't work.
I just can't get past the fucking acting. It's terrible.
Okay, who? Which actor?
All of them. Every fucking one of them in the cast. Every one of them. It's just fucking bad acting 101. In that pilot episode.
Can you get more specific then?
No.
Okay, Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane, he's the lead detective, right? I don't know if his character's meant to be this way, but he looks like he's there for the paycheck. Then on
Yeah,
the spaceship,
no, that's-
the crew of the spaceship.
No,
right?
stop. No, let me stop right there with the detective. Okay, yes. The book. Okay, so he's the Dick Tracy type, but he's washed up. He's had it. He's done. He's kind of an alcoholic, bottom of the barrel on his way out. That's how he's
So
supposed
he's
to
ba-
be.
he's
Is aloof
basically-
and apart from it at first, and then you see him get passionate about something, and then it ramps up. That's what I'm saying. You got to get past the first few episodes, guys.
Yeah, but if you can't get past the bad acting, you know what I mean? Mind you saying that though, Game of Thrones wasn't for me. I saw the first 3 episodes. I thought I'll give it a chance. First one, fucking hated it, but it's not my genre anyway. You know what I mean? That sort of story, them stories, barbarians, dragons, and fucking all that horse shit.
Well,
Ain't
that's
for
the
me
thing.
anyway. But I did give it a chance. I saw the first 3, and then I'm out. Game of Thrones. It's not for me. You know what I mean?
The only reason I didn't watch the first entire season of Game of Thrones is because I didn't have access to it. But my first full season of Game of Thrones, unfortunately, and this was thanks to Mod, was the last season.
Okay,
Apparently,
voice. Real quick, Jez. Voice. That's something else I want to do on the channel in between Vampire the Masquerade games, is revisiting Game of Thrones. I own them digitally.
right.
Would you want to sit on Rabbit and then we watch it and then do a breakdown and do a revisiting for me and a first time view for you? That would be an interesting
yeah.
dynamic.
Yeah, well, it'll
Yeah,
be
I'd be up for that.
yeah, man. And like I say, I can't even remember them first 3 episodes because how long ago were they? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, fuck it. Yeah, I'll be watching it for the first time again.
And I have to say to everybody listening, it's Sean Bean, so spoilers, he dies.
Well, Sean Bean dies.
Oh, I hated that so much, though. He was my
Oh,
favorite
man.
character at first. I'm like, oh, he's awesome. And then, oh,
Come on.
there
If
goes
Sean-
his head.
if
I'm like,
Bean-
no.
If he's in it, he's gonna fucking die. That's just
Yeah,
the way
that's the thing. Like, that's just funny. So it is. He dies in everything.
everything. If he's in it, mate, he's fucking dead. You know.
I watched a B movie with Sean Bean in it. It was only a few years old, and it's called Black Death. And he dies in it too. A B movie, and he still dies.
And he still fucking dies.
Yeah.
Is this a him thing? Is he's like, it's just my thing. Now just kill me off in the third act.
It fucking must be. Yeah, I'll give us the check and yeah, make sure I die in the 3rd act. Cheers, nice one.
Dude, I want to write a movie where he lives. I just shock everybody.
It'll be a first. Fucking what? It'll be a first.
No, hang on. He did live in National Treasure, but he was jailed.
Ah,
So he has lived once.
that's the Nick Cage thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, movies that people didn't like, but I thought were actually quite good.
I like National Treasure. The second one had a political slant to it, but I liked the premise. And it was about the Confederate treasure or whatever. It was just, oh my God, my family worked for the Confederates. Oh, we're staying for life. Oh, shut the fuck up.
I saw the first one. It's fucking hell. Nick Cage is doing Indiana Jones. Go on, then we'll tune into this one. Let's see how much the Cage dial gets turned up on this one. But that was still in his sort of acceptable career. So the Cage dial was on about a 7. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Actually, I would say the Cage in that movie was about a 4. I didn't think he was very cagey at all.
I know, right? Not compared
Exactly.
to Face Off, dude. Like, he's batshit crazy in that movie.
Face Off, fucking one movie, a great big fucking plot hole, and nobody ever thinks about it. They only swapped faces. They didn't swap that bullet hole fucking the cop had. When the other guy's fucking there with the other face, you think the wife will go, hey up, where's your fucking bullet hole scar gone?
They did it in the dark.
They only swap fucking faces. They didn't swap bodies.
Well, no, and the wife doesn't really get it until he fucks her. Okay, wow.
No, but fucking Nick Cage or whatever, the cop, had the fucking bullet. Fucking, they make a point of it in the film. The scar over his heart, blah, 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 blah. But when they swap faces in the fucking, why didn't the wife go, hey, oh, where's the fucking, that bullet scar? Where's that gone? Big major plot hole in that movie, and nobody ever fucking spots it.
I thought Broken Arrow was a better movie, but I'm a Christian Slater fan.
Ah,
It sucks that he
yeah, whoa,
disappeared.
whoa. Pump up the volume, man. Top fucking movie.
Yep.
Top movie.
Happy
And
Harry Hard On.
Cuffs. I liked Cuffs. Cuffs.
Oh, that was brilliant movie, so it was.
Yeah, Cuffs was cool.
I mean, the hitman with his own face on his t-shirt, that was funny.
Oh, I tell you, the fucking line in Cuffs, I say it all the time, man. It's always stuck with me. Love and kisses on all your pink bits.
Yeah. And the way he talks to the camera, like, putting the black silk sheets on the bed, and he looks at the camera and goes, too subtle,
Yeah, man. Fucking hell.
I'm surprised that never got a sequel.
Talking to Slater, then, Mads, bit of a fan. Have you been watching Mr. Robot?
No, I've one of the reviewers I watch that does a lot of Trek stuff, really like 2500 range, a smaller channel. He likes that show, but I don't know, I haven't watched it.
To be honest, I'm waiting till this series is done and then I'll just binge watch it. But the first season was fucking awesome. Really good. And then the second season was a bit meh.
Yeah, see, that's what I heard about Westwood. I watched the first season. Amazing. It was great. And then I heard the second season flopped. So, I don't know.
Second season of Westworld was not good. Have you seen the trailer for the third season?
No. I'm waiting to get HBO back for when the new Game of Thrones show comes out. But I do own, like I said, because we bought the Blu-rays, we have the digital copies for at least the first 3 seasons.
This fucking new season of Westworld, you look at the trailer and it's fuck all do with seasons 1 and 2. It's like, that story's done. Okay, we're moving on to another story. That's what it seems like. There doesn't seem any connection between the 2 previous seasons.
You know what an interesting idea would be?
I want to see Roman World. Like in the movie.
I'm sorry about the screeching there. I had to mute real quick. Interesting idea I just thought of. I don't know. Tell me if it would work or not. HBO Fight Club, a mini-series.
No. And if you did do it, it could only be 1 season and that's it, done and done.
That's why I said a mini-series, and it would be set
with
Edward Norton still, and a few years after the building exploded and the credit rating was dropped to 0. And maybe he embraced the Fight Club thing.
No, that wouldn't work. It seems like somebody read The Watchmen and decided on HBO to do a series.
Okay. It was just an idea. It popped in my head. It was a 10-second idea.
9 seconds too long, Dodge.
Yeah. But the bad acting of The Expanse, I cannot agree with you there. Bad acting in the Magicians, maybe, but I still like that show.
I've not seen that. I don't know it.
It's a sci-fi show. Voice, have you heard of it?
What network is it? What network is it on, Dodge?
Sci-fi.
Oh, the channel itself. Yeah.
The Magicians.
Right. I'll tell you now that if it's on Sci-Fi Channel, it's going to get axed in its 4th season. Just like every other fucking show does on that channel.
Well, yeah, that's where The Expanse was, and now it got picked up by Amazon. So, yeah.
Everything gets axed. After season 3, mate, everything gets axed. Maybe you get a pity season, which is short, 12 episodes, man, for season 4. Try and wrap it up, lads. You're fucking out of here. We've got fucking dismantle the sets.
Well, no, and what do you think about Stargate coming back with a web
I don't care. Never cared about that shit. Never have. Roland Emmerich, who made the fucking movie, couldn't make a good movie if it fucking ran up to me and pissed and punched him in the face. I can't stand Roland Emmerich films. All of them. They're fucking dog shit. And there was no way I was ever going to watch a TV show based on one of his movies. Fucking no way. Never seen it. Never want to.
It's like this. The first 8 seasons of SG1 are good. Skip the last 2.
Hang on. Ain't Kevin fucking Sorbo in one of them?
Who?
Kevin Sorbo, fucking Hercules or whatever the fuck. Ain't he in one of them?
No, he wasn't in Stargate at all.
No, the guy you're thinking the guy from MacGyver. He was
Richard Dean Anderson.
No, I know MacGyver was in it. I thought Kevin Sorbo was in it.
No. Sorry.
No, well, nah, fuck that show anyway. It's based on a fucking movie I can't stand, so.
Loosely though, right, voice?
It is very loosely because it basically is only relevant to the movie in about the first 15-20 minutes, and then it goes off on its own of the first episode, and then the rest of the season it actually builds on the history of the Stargate, and it really I mean, like, I would really recommend it. So I would, because it once you get into it, I mean, like, I fell in love with it straight away. But then
didn't this fucking show have loads of offshoot TV shows as well?
It had Stargate Atlantis, which again is a really good, and I would recommend it to everybody. The last season is a bit touch and go, and the finale was a fucking disaster. But I would still recommend Stargate Atlantis. Stargate Universe. It tried something that didn't work, and they were cancelled. So
I think it would have worked. I think
so.
It
was
worked.
Shit, then that's why it got axed. It was shit.
No, it was good.
Nobody watched it. Nobody watched it.
Yeah, remember? No, wait a minute. No, remember season 1 of TNG? Nobody watched that kind of a show, but look what it turned into.
Yeah, the problem that no one watched Stargate Universe is because you had 15 years of Stargate, and then they were putting on a third show of Stargate. It's the same thing that happened with Voyager. You had TNG, then you had DS9, and Voyager came on, and then when Enterprise came out, everybody was just tired.
What you're trying to say is flogging a fucking dead horse, voice.
Basically, they should have had 2 or 3 years between each Stargate series, but they piled them on top of each other just like they did with Star Trek. You do need breaks between these series, you do.
Yeah, you notice Game of Thrones is giving a year or so break. We're about at 2 hours, so I think we can wrap it up. It's late over there in the UK. Jez, when are you doing your next stream?
Yeah, fuck it. I'll do one on Wednesday. So tune in to the Digital Pollution fucking channel Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, sometime Wednesday.
Sometime on Wednesday, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for joining me.
It's always Dodge. It's always a pleasure to join you here on the fucking Dodge Network. Always.
And voice, when are you putting out some more videos? I saw I missed a couple today that I need to go back and watch. I try and keep up on them.
Well, it's not like I put them out, 4 or 5 every day. Like, I'm just saying, Mal, But,
he's trying to do 4 or 5 a day, but you know what I mean. He's just a lazy twat.
Yeah, which is why I do about 1 or 2 a week. Actually, we had a conversation about a year and 3 months ago, and I remember Jansen was there, and I told you that if in a year you hadn't done something, I was taking that idea. Can you remember what it was?
Oh shit! I know what you're talking about. Fuck.
Sounds like somebody's paying royalties to somebody.
Yeah, I had a great idea, and I always forget them. This is why you write things down, kids. All right. What idea are you stealing?
A year ago, a little over a year ago, you came up with the idea, and I said, right, I'll give you 6 months. Then 6 months went by. I brought it up. You said, oh yeah, I'm going to do that soon. I'm going to do that soon. So I said, right, in a year's time, if you haven't done it, I'm going to do it. And it's been a year. So are you going to actually do your Skyrim reading?
Oh shit, that's right, Skyrim. You know what? I don't have a PS4 right now. Go ahead, sir.
That sounds like a fucking cop out, that does.
No, it's a great idea because I haven't seen anybody else do it. You go through and you find all the books and you actually tell the actual story from the books of Skyrim. It's actually a really good idea. I don't have a PS4 right now. I'm shopping on eBay, but I don't have $200 to throw at it. And if I did, I'd get a better computer right now.
Well, getting the books won't be hard because there's a mod that gives you all the books. So
Nice. Yeah, go ahead, and I will totally watch each one. And, dude, the Black Hand books are really fun to do.
I bet you have to pay for all that shit on the console as well, don't you? Oh,
no.
Oh, no. In Skyrim, man, I am that asshole. I find every book I can, and I pick it up, and then I sell the duplicates, and then I buy a house, and I put them all on my bookshelf, all in a row. I'm that dickhead.
That is not a dickhead. That is somebody that I respect.
There's nothing wrong with order. A place for everything and everything in its place. That's what I say.
That's how I
No, you
was.
see, you're saying it's about order. It's not. There's a word for it, and we all do it the first time we play something like Skyrim or Fallout. It's called hoarding.
It is not hoarding, sir.
Well, no, and I got the the expansion to where I could build my own house. So I built this big old tower that's my library. And yep, every fucking book I find goes in the library, all in a row. And if I have to pick up a bunch and rearrange them, then so fucking be it. It's horrible, and that's how I was in real life. Like my books right now are in boxes because the kids won't stay out of them. They won't let me have them in my order, and I get irritated. I'm one of those when it comes to books and stuff.
I currently only have one bookshelf, so not all my books are on there.
But no, actually, there's probably a website with all those books. I could probably beat you to the punch. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, voice. You've waited long enough. It's a great
it's
idea.
like this. You'll say, "Oh yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it." But now, with your current fascination with Vampires and Masquerade, I'll ask you again in 2 years, and you'll be like, "What?" So yeah.
Do it, buddy. Go for it. And speaking of Vampire Masquerade, that's probably going to be the next video. Is Chapter 1. Cam is one of the players on the cast. So hopefully we'll be doing that this weekend or Friday. I'm not sure yet. Real quick, I know we hit the 2-hour mark, but Cam, you didn't really ever play RPGs that much, right? Or did you play D&D? No. What do you think about RPGs? Because a lot of people say it's just a bunch of kids with glasses in their basement, right?
Yeah. Have you seen me?
I know you wear glasses, but you're not hiding in your mother's basement.
Well, actually, I am, but I am super hot, so.
But no, the thing is, though, it's almost like the Star Trek community was looked down upon back in the day. And now, you know, pop culture in the way it is. Every other movie's a comic book movie or a sci-fi movie, so
Well,
everybody's into it.
You know, fucking hell, Dodge. I
wanted
can
to
remember.
get into D&D, and I never had the opportunity in my area because I, well, let's just say in the ghetto, people don't really play D&D.
That's because they're too busy trying to fucking rub the numbers off the dice and sell it for crack.
Actually, well, they play dice, don't get me wrong, but it's completely different kind of dice.
I know, yeah.
Well, Jez, how do you feel about RPG? People that play them, do you play for one?
No.
And if no, okay, so we're all a bunch of geeks, right?
Well, dude, I was about to say, fucking hell, back in the like early 80s and stuff, reading comic books, you weren't cool if you fucking read comic books, man. And then like 84 come across, and then all these fucking other nerds started playing this Dungeons and Dragons shit. And then we were suddenly elite, even though we were all fucking nobody, you know what I mean? Whatever your vice was, whatever your pop culture vice was, it was all, you still got the fucking piss taken out of you, no matter what it was back then. But us comic book readers looked down upon Dungeons and Dragons people and went, "You fucking nerds."
It's very true, and that's actually still a thing.
But either way, we all got pissed on. Do you know what I mean? Because we were all fucking. What, you read comic books? You play Dungeons and Dragons? You fucking nerd.
Well, yeah, no, and I used to play D&D, but I don't know. I like Vampire. It's a much more streamlined game, and it's a lot easier. And
I
there's
like-
more acting to it, less
Yeah,
hack.
Yeah, I like that there's more open-endedness to it than there is in D&D.
Yeah, it's not just hey you five are working together. You got a rogue, you got a fucking tank, you got your
Maybe.
bard, your mage, and your paladin. Have fun, go in the dungeon, get the chest, come out, rinse, repeat. That's not how vampire is.
No, and I actually do like the kind of secretive dynamic that also is part of it.
Well,
Because you
ultimate-
don't necessarily know one. And you don't necessarily know how certain characters are supposed to interact with others, but you are supposed to know how your character is supposed to act with others.
Yeah, no, and
Do.
my wife was bringing this up. Cause she doesn't play, but hey, Jensen doesn't suck. Just wait till we get to the actual story, Aunt Jack. But no, oh, the DM in Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah, I got you. True. But no, the thing is also my wife brought it up. She's like, you guys are, you're pretty much acting. I'm like, not really. I mean, it's more of a game. She's like, no, it's acting. Get over it.
No, it really is. And it's,
Well, that's why they call it role playing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
It's not for everybody.
D&D, there's not that much acting in D&D, really.
Yeah, but in Masquerade, there's a ton of acting. I mean, you have to figure vampires are actors. The world is their stage.
Yeah, it only becomes a problem, when they start putting on costumes and going out into the park and LARPing.
Yeah, my friend actually, when I was a little kid, she is 5 years older than me. She did the actual LARPing for Vampire, and it was when I told her I was going to do the, RPG version, she was like, "Oh my god, I remember that." And it was like, "Yeah, I remember when you did it too." Fucking twerp.
Well, no, and okay, fine. That's a problem going out LARPing. I'm not gonna go out in a vampire suit and run around the fucking woods, alright? Not my thing. But I did go to a pirate festival. Have you ever been to a Renaissance festival? You're doing the same thing.
No, it's completely different when
Only,
you're
only
going
if you
around in the woods or going around in suburbia biting each other's necks or wrists. It's completely different.
That's a little weird. But no, they rented a whole private area where it's like 10 acres or something like that. And then suddenly a bunch of pirates show up and get fucking drunk, have sex wherever they want, pretty much. And all sorts of shit. There's slave auctions. You name it, they fucking have it at Sea Dogs.
Are you sure that's not not called a trailer park?
No,
Just
no.
a Friday
You
night?
don't pay. You don't pay to get into a trailer park. You pay a shit ton to get into this festival, and it's a 4-day long thing.
Bobby Joe will suck your dick like a Hoover boy for $10.
No, no. It's pretty much these guys went around with the Renaissance Fair, and the Renaissance Fair people were like, "Yeah, you guys are too rowdy," and they went and started their own thing. And hundreds of people show up every year from all around to go to this festival. It's in Lebanon, Oregon.
I don't know why it makes it more ironic that it's in Lebanon, Oregon.
Lebanon, but Lebanon works too. I'm sure you say Oregon, don't you?
I just did.
Yeah. It's Oregon. So think Ori gun. Gun. Like pew pew. You know?
I thought it was Oregon.
It's Oregon. Almost like your heart is an organ. It's Oregon. That's how locals pronounce it. It's Oregon.
I'm not a dude. I'm from the East Coast.
Well, I'm sure now I know how Voice feels whenever he talks to me, so it's fair.
Well, in all fairness, like my accent has morphed over the years because I've never lived in one place for more than 2 years, so.
Oh, fucking hell. I've been in this flat for 23 years.
Well, since I was 18, I should say.
But for something that's so looked down upon, there's a lot of money in these games. Have you seen Warhammer 40K and how much money and time goes into that shit? Jensen has showed me some of that stuff. That it's crazy.
Dude, talk to Doku about Warhammer.
Right, my friends.
He's a huge nerd too.
I'm out of beer and getting a little sleepy, so I've just took me meds. So it's time for me to go.
Well, no, I think we'll wrap it up anyway. So, yeah, everybody go check out Digital Pollution on Wednesday. Digital Pollution is the YouTube channel, correct?
It is indeed, Dodge, yes.
And then go check out Voice of One as he rips off my idea.
Man, you can't even get the fucking name of my channel right. Jesus Christ.
It's called Just Another Nerd, I do believe, Voice.
Yeah, well, you're the one that changed your name. That's not my fault.
Yeah, it's
like, I still call Prince. I don't say symbol, dude.
Yeah, Prince is Prince, Voice is Voice. That's just the way the world is.
Yeah. Go back to your real name. No
wonder I'm not getting any subscribers from fucking being on these streams. They're all looking for a channel that no longer exists.
Well, you're the fucking idiot who changed your name. You know what I mean? If you were still voiced, they'd still be going there, wouldn't they?
And on that note, good night, good luck. Don't go to France. We're out of here.
Fuck off.
Bye bye for now.